Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Serendipitous Crafter. I'm also known as Gracie. Welcome back to my channel. This month, we're kicking off Junetober, and Junetober is hosted by um, Tracy from Lottie's Magic Attic. And this year, and this is my first year I'm participating. I'm very excited. I'm also, as you know, I'm also part of the design team of for Lottie's Magic Attic. But and so we have, and you've probably heard, um, like today's June 5th that my video is going out. So you've already heard the spiel of how it works and all of that. And Lottie's Magic Addict, Tracy, has her video that she explained all the instructions, how it all works, and that sort of thing. So I don't want to say anything that might be incorrect because she knows it inside out. The only thing I'm going to say is there's 4 spotlight creators that created digitals, and I'm part of Petals and Parchment week. So the first week is Petals and Parchment, and you would have already been introduced to her kit and her freebies. Um, and so I'm working with that kit today. And so make sure you watch the Junetober videos in full. You like and you comment and you subscribe to support all the creators, because there's a hidden cipher token in each video, which I have my hidden token that will either pop up on screen, or you'll see maybe you'll see it towards more the end of the video, so that you could record your token. And so yeah, so there's freebies to play with as well. If you can't purchase the kit, I'm using a mixture of both. But don't ask me which one is which, because I already started cutting some stuff out, and I have some background pages, etc. So I'm not too sure what is a freebie and what is the part of the kit, but it's all good stuff, right? So let's get started. And this is just, a little visual. So I'm right here, Friday the 5th, and excuse me, and where I am in the thing. And in each week, there's a different designer's kit that's going to be showcased. And yeah, so let's get into it. I'm going to make what's called well, it's a journal, but it's really like a 4-page journal. It's not huge. It's more like a decorative, I think, um, type of journal. You can also hold little secrets in it. You can like hide stuff away in it. I think it's more interesting that way. I haven't decided what I'm doing with if I'm creating a whole bigger journal with all the kits so I can have, some fun and put it all in one big journal. I just haven't decided what I'm doing, but I then decided to do, and it's not going to be very big. It's about, I'd say, I'll have to check my pages there, but it's not bigger than 5 by 7 overall. I think it's a 4 by 6. I'm not sure. We'll get to that. But I got my inspiration from Susie Hines and from Shabby Soul on YouTube, and it's a soft spine tutorial. Um, she explains it much better than I do. Really, I'm not a big tutorial person. I'll be showing you maybe the steps depending how much time I have to record and that sort of thing. But yeah, so I'll show you what I have so far. So I didn't cut these up yet because I'm going to wait till I'm finished the journal. But this is part of like a mini journal that you can make, and I believe this is a freebie if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, so I'm keeping that for like the end, I'd say, to continue to decorate. I cut some pieces. She had this, and this is to make a journaling hidden card, hidden spot, right? You put, you put this like back to back. So I just cut it up and we'll assemble it together. And then when you pop off the top, the journaling card comes out. And I love these type of hidden journaling cards. They're really fun to make. And that was part of that. I haven't cut out all the ephemera for it. And see, these are I've printed 4 to a page. I'm not sure if I'm using these because I was trying to configure my pages and stuff, but these are part of the kit, so we'll be using those. I'll be using this envelope, and then there's a page of ephemera. So we got some. There was like a cat here. I cut him out somewhere in here, so that's part of it. And here we have some pockets and some kind of folded things. Oh, that's glued to cardstock, so I'll probably use some of these pockets. This is I already used a piece of here. I might use that. Here's the little kitty cat, so I'll be using that on the cover. Little hint. And there's postcards as well, so I'll be using some of those for 1 or 2 pockets that I'll have. This is already a little sneak peek. So this is approximately the size. So I'd say it's like a, let's just check. So this is going to be a signature. It's going to be a page, and it's 4 by 5.5. And then, and this is one of the background pages. So I just glued in the back, and yeah. So I might use this as a pocket, or I might just use it as an open page. I haven't decided yet. So we got that. I think this is one of the, I'm not sure if it's, I'm pretty sure it's from our kit. I'm not 100% sure. And this is another page. So I got this page and this page. So one's a little bigger. So I think this one might be, I might trim it down. This one's 4 by 6. 4.5 by 6. So I just used, this is cardstock, and then and this is one of the background pages. It looks super pretty. Love it. This is one of the bigger, one of the designs pages, and then there's these pockets. So I'm pretty sure I might be using some of the pockets. So I've already cut them out. It has like a kind of a lacy thing. And this is like more pages, just to give you an idea. And so I'm going to be using some chipboard for the covers. So you need 2 chipboard pieces. And that's what I've been working on. I've been working actually on the cover, and I'll show you that in a second. This is the background page, one of the background pages. This one. This is an ephemera page. And this, I printed it twice because I really love the background page. And this one as well. So really pretty colors. So as you can see, our theme is purple. And yeah, so I'm going to get right to it and start with some, just continue with the cover. So that was what I was working on. So this is my cover piece, and so the cardstock, the chipboard is going to be bigger than my pages. So yeah, I don't mind if there's a huge gap and stuff. So the pages are not going to be more than the 4 by 6. And so I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to, I don't mind having it a bigger top at the top. I have to check the video out again before I cut this, I think. And yeah, so I'm using this as the background page, so we can glue that together. And so this video doesn't go on forever. I'm going to be doing a lot of the work, I think, off camera for this one. We'll see how it goes. We're already almost 10 minutes in. All right, so I'm just going to glue this down to, and then I'll show you how I want to go ahead. So I'm just using glue stick because this is just like regular copy paper. And of course, this is not the size, so I'm going to cut it afterwards. And I was debating, maybe I should wrap it around. It's not going to be like one of those clean type of, what do you call it? One of those clean type of edges and corners. It's going to be a little grungy. It is Halloween, halfway to Halloween anyway. Yeah. So let's just see what. Okay, I figured it out. So I have my pieces, my cover pieces here, and I cut them to. I just measured with my pages basically, but it's 6.5 by 4.5, and so the pages when they're inside there's like enough gap room, and I might actually have to trim this one, but that's what we're doing. And now I'm just going to wrap. I'm doing the cover, so I'm putting the background paper on it, and this actually might change because the way the fabric is glued, is attached. Yeah, it might cover my. I'll try to explain that better. I just need a scrap because now I'm gluing and it's getting all over my mat. Here we go. And I want it to be really glued on the edges. I think Susie uses, actually I should do this slide first. Susie uses cardstock to glue her, and which I think I will do, and then I'm going to glue to glue her fabric, and then she puts the chipboard down. So it's like 2 chipboard pieces and then 2 cardstock pieces for the covers. But I'm just like decorating my chipboard. The corners always get me. That's okay. I might put some photo corners, not photo corners, but those metal corners to dress it up a bit. We'll see how this turns out. Of course, I've never made one of these. I tend to always try something new. There we go. Just gonna kind of smooth it out, varnish it, make sure it's all nicely glued, because I'll show you what my cover is. I'm so excited. So it's like a little photo album, and this is a piece of Halloween, like it's a part of a Halloween box, candy boxes. I took it apart and I covered it with one of the pages in the kit. That's one of the pages with a castle, and then it has an opening, so when you open it, you have the little girl that peeks through. And I didn't plan to have it at the door, so it's kind of cut through and it's kind of coming off. I might have to put something on there, or I'll just take it completely out. Yeah, I didn't think of it beforehand. And then this flips down, and then you have the full family picture here. And here I still have to, I might cover that, I'm not sure. And that could be, you can, oh, sorry, you don't even see it out of frame. I just flipped it over like that. And I might, maybe some coffee dyed paper so you can write on it. and put a date and that sort of thing. And this is the back side. So this is just going to glue down here, but we're going to do that after. I'm not sure I need to cover these. That's why I'm kind of a little hesitant. Let's look at the fabrics I want to use as well. I didn't show you yet. So there's this one. This seems to have like, oops, that was the glue. This is it's like paw prints on it, but I'm gonna be putting this over the spine, so you're not gonna really be seeing the paw prints too much. So, and I was debating on using this. It's just like stuff you decorate at Halloween for your entryway to like act as spider webs. So that's what I was thinking of using on it too, or in the journal somewhere, or maybe on the cover a bit. So yeah, so that's kind of the materials like, yeah, because you can kind of tell on camera it looks like navy blue, really bright, but with the light, yeah, it kind of but I didn't have any other fabric. I didn't have anything Halloweenish, so we're making do. And half of my Halloween is like put away. So yeah, so and this, you need to cut it. Now, if I remember correctly from the tutorial, you just need a small kind of square, and you cut more than what you need. And I just don't remember what the length is. Of course, I don't have fabric scissors. Something I need to invest in. It's all my scissors. I cut with paper. Okay, so since, let's see what my widest, no, it's for the spine. So I'm going to go just around 4 inches. I'm going to go with 4 inches, and then because then you sew in your signatures right into this, and then you glue in your spine. So you want some room for your not your spine, for your covers. So I'm going to go with 5. Let's just go with that. I got plenty of it if I screw up. Oh boy. And we want it the same length as, well, we don't necessarily need it the same length as the spine. It's, I don't think so anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the size of the spine, and I think even, not the spine, sorry, I keep saying spine, I mean the cover. And I think you can even, if you go too wide, you could just cut it, right? Yeah, so it doesn't even have to be exact. So I'm just going to do this and rip it. And you want 2 even sizes. So now I got my measurement. There we go. Is that a bit crooked? No, that's really good. Okay, so the pages. So Susie mentions that you can do it with the sewing machine. So basically you take your fabric, and so you need 2 fabric pieces. You take your fabric, and you can have it inside out. So this will appear on the inside. Yeah. It should be fine. And you space your pages out about 1/4 of an inch. And your first page, I think, because you need to leave space for the cover. See, the cover is going to be here, let's say, and you got like 1/2 inch. Where's my other cover, which I didn't cover yet. About 1/2 inch. And then you're sewing your pages like so. Here, here. And so she uses the sewing machine and just goes right through. I currently don't have access to my sewing machine. I'm a little crowded in here at the moment. So I'm going to use, because she mentioned you can actually use just your 3-hole pamphlet stitch and do it. And so these are actually cardstock pieces as well. And I did that on purpose so I can have some sturdy pages. And so now I just need 2 more. And this won't be, this is the reverse. I'm going to be covering that with something like another paper maybe. Or another background page. And so that's going to go like that. And I mentioned the envelope. So the envelope's going to go in here. I'm going to use it as a page. And I think I'm not going to like bother cutting it out on camera. So this is going to be another page. And then I got to decide on a 4th page, which I haven't yet. Which might be this one. And if I put a background page on that, right? So you open it and it's a nice, landscape page. And, you know, I have plenty. See, I thought I was going to make it this size, but then I realized I had to fold them. So, and I could also fold it this way because my journal, I have some that are, some of the images are like this, and that's why I put it on the cardstock and decided to do it like that. But these, I can totally split these like this and fold them like this. But of course I have to glue on some background paper. And then I can open them this way as well. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet, to be honest. So we'll just continue with, so we cut our 2 fabric pieces, and I need to figure out my my spine then, because then, because the spine is like like once you glue this to here, after your signatures are in, like this, then, oh, sorry, that one's already done. So let's say this like this, and this like this. So if you want to hide the extra fabric, then you need to cover your fabric. But then if the pages are in there, I think, yeah, I think I gotta go back to the tutorial. Sorry if I'm being confusing, but this is definitely something, and it's so simple when she explains it. It really is. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I think I figured it out. So I did this off camera because there was a lot of sewing. I was sewing and very fiddly. So I'll just explain. So you have 2 pieces of fabric that are the same size, right? And I placed my fabric face up, like the good side up. And then I took my 4 pages. So if you remember, we had like 4 signatures to put in, and really they're pages. And so I started with, and I chose the center. So how I did the center was I folded it in half and created a line here. And I placed my first signature here, so then I can base off the other signature as we went along. Now, Susie explains it much better and much quicker than I do, so please go watch her video. It'll be down in the description box. And she says a 1/4 inch between each signature, but I just went with it because I had to hand sew mine. I did this one. I did the envelope using the sewing machine, and that went really well. But because it was thin paper, this is just like copy paper that I have here. So I'll just show you. It's tucked in, and you can see it's flimsy copy paper. And then I have one of the postcards from the kit, and I just put what do you call that? They're stickles, and I let it dry overnight. And then on the other side, I pasted a picture of the castle. So that goes in there. And then that's one of the freebies that we just got earlier this week. This freebie right here with some name tags, which I really like. That was really great. And then I just build. And then the next one, I did a 3 pamphlet hole stitch to get these in. And I'm just going to try to zoom in. There you go. But it was very fiddly because you're just working with fabric. And so if you could do it by the sewing machine, it'd probably be easier. And but I had like extra pages and cardstock in the other one. So I just went with hand sewing, and that's what I did. And so we'll do a flip through at the end. So now we're going to attach the covers. So the covers, here we go. So this is the first one. So each one was sewn in, and you'll notice I have a gap in between. Now this is much bigger than what she said. This is like almost an inch. This is like half, maybe 3/4 of an inch. This one's 1/4 of an inch. Like, yeah. So it's a little all over the place. That's fine. This is like my first one, so I'm not going to be hard on myself for that. And I gave myself like extra fabric just in case, for this case exactly. So now we need to glue our inside cover we need to attach it to the fabric. How it's going to look. So face up, the part you want to showing has to face up. And I used just regular cardstock, and yeah. And I'm probably going to cut a bit of this fabric because it is a little too much, because then I don't want to, well, it doesn't really matter because we're covering this. Yeah, so we'll just leave it for stability purposes, and I'll just place my cover maybe like this much of a gap. So it'll make sense hopefully soon. And now I didn't put my Fabri-Tac upside down. Okay, that took a minute. And I don't have too much of fabric left. Okay, so we're gonna put a bit of, definitely some glue along the edge of the cardstock. And you also want to put it on the fabric itself. And you want to go in, maybe leave 1/4 of an inch, but like I said, I've been leaving like bigger spaces. So really kind of playing by ear. I think we'll just fill in the gaps afterwards. And my my cover is actually bigger than my spine, which is not an issue. It's like super, whatever you want to do. But you got to just make sure now you're straight and kind of even, I suppose you want to say. I don't know if I'm straight at all. And I don't even have a grid that I can follow. Here we go anyway. Oh, and I wanted to ink these edges, and I didn't. And I've been using Victoria Distress Oxide ink for all my inking. And my dauber is like desperately needing a replacement. Okay, so we have the front cover down, and that's fairly good. And I knew this was going to be crooked because it was crooked to begin with. So the fact that it's crooked, it's actually means the book is straight now. And if we bring the book over and do the back cover now, see, this has a little bit of a kink. I didn't know what I did wrong. I think it might be the stitches weren't like what wasn't aligned with the page. And where is my, oh, here it is, the back cover. I'm going to do some inking. So these are the inside covers. And and then we're going to flip it around. We're going to add the other piece of fabric, and then we're going to add the chipboard covers. So here we go. And now the tricky part is, I just realized that, really got to align the front and back. Otherwise, this is not going to work. So if they were essentially, if they were the same size of my fabric, I wouldn't have this issue because I wouldn't have to do any guessing work. But that's not the reality. So I'm going to use my ruler as a guiding thing. And this is already glued down, so it's as straight as it is gonna be, right? So, and this one's, so I'm just gonna put some pressure on there, and then I'm going to put glue. And I just moved my ruler. Let's just check that again. Okay. I'm sorry for my camera. My camera seems to be always moving. I think it's following my hand movements. Okay, and come on, just this one project. Not like I put it up right, it was lying down. I know it's not clogged because it you can hear the air. Okay, along the edge. And a little bit on the fabric. You know, I'm gonna glue it down first. Okay. I need one of those containers where, you know, they sit upright, because otherwise I'm just propping it. Okay. Oh man, I put it on the wrong side. One moment, please. Okay, we're back. Little freak out moment, but that's okay. Nothing that can't be fixed. So we're lining it, pulling our fabric a bit, and we're going. Ooh, I'm going to bring it over a bit. Oh, and we're trying to this is as aligned as it will get, I think. A little bit of varnish. And that's going to be glued down anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. And this I can just cut. Like, save my fabric tack because I need it. There we go. flying by the seat of my pants. Such is life. All right. I got the inside covers done. Now we're going to do the other side. And we're just going to split this kind of in half. And we're going to put down our covers. So this is the front. Where's the front? This one. This one's the front. And I don't know if I need to eat. It should be okay. And that'll go like that. And I think I'm going to do this. Yeah. Oh. Oh. I was like, I don't think I need. No, no. Wrong. I'm supposed to put this piece on. Okay, so scratch that before we're putting this piece on now. And we have to put glue all over the signatures is a good idea. The threads. And get it to the edges as much as possible. And we want to fuse these together. And I think I'm going to take out my, whoa, that's a big glob. I think my, I don't know how that's coming out on the end, but I think this one is done. Out for the count. And that's okay because we're going to use aqua. And anyway, I think I have enough glue here to do what I need it to do anyway. I just hope that doesn't go right through the holes of the signatures. Now, this is not exactly flat. We're going to try our best. Because this is the part that's going to show. And then we need to take it up. Like this. And just massage this through. And make sure that this is the fiddliest journal I think ever made. And Susie makes it look so easy. Yeah. Not to discourage you from trying it. Please do try it, but I didn't do simple signatures. She started with really simple signatures with hers, and then she decorates. And I did the opposite, so that might have been an issue. So, whoever thought, right? Okay, now we're gonna start putting. Is this the front? Yes. We're gonna put our covers on. The real cover, the front cover. There it is. And it's the cardstock. I probably should use the other end of this thing, but you know, when you want things to spew out the glue, it doesn't. And then when you just need a little bit for a little corner, it won't. Okay, make sure you get that to the edge. I don't think I need to put glue on this, but I'm just gonna put a little bit. Okay, so turn them around. And okay, I'm gonna flip it on because I'm gonna make sure. This comes to worse, I'll like trim it a bit because I think I put it too exact. I should have left a border. I really think that turned out nice. In the end, right, it turns out okay. It really does. And you see, isn't that great? Oh my God, I'm so proud. Okay, the other side, I did my back cover in a different design, like that. So we're gonna do this now. Okay, I got like 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to just back up. So if you want to like get a zoom in, you probably should zoom in so that way you can get a full view instead of just like half view. I have my white tacky glue that's I think works a little bit better. It's not that it's not flowing, but coverages. I need to put it all on down here. Make sure this is all glued. Okay. Oh, I didn't put any on this. Should be good. And I'm going to do it the same way, and then we're going to flip it. Just so that, yeah. I think I knocked the camera. Sorry about that. I don't know. There we go. Wipe that down. Make sure this is all down. Oh, I have a napkin. Here we go. Well, I hope we haven't even chit chatted too much. I hope that you're enjoying the hop and the YouTube hop and the event. Some really great creators. Oh, and your token is going to be popping on the screen soon. So keep an eye out for it. There's been some clues throughout my project, but you haven't seen the flip through yet. So, and I think I'll come back for the complete flip through. It'll be a second for you, but maybe a day or an hour for me. So I'll be right back. Okay, we have it all together, and here's the final flip through. There's still so much I could actually do with this journal. And there's still a lot I can add because the spine is a little wide than I expected. So I could actually add more signatures into it, but my video needed to go up. So the spider is the token. But you would have seen it on screen before this clip went up, hopefully. If not, that's why I put it here, just in case I had tech issues with putting up the picture on screen. But here we go. Here's your token. for day number 5 for June 5th. Okay, so here we go. So I added my cover, my piece onto the cover. And so this is a Halloween, it was a Halloween box, and I took it apart. And so it was a house, obviously. And so I just added the digital onto it. And then it opens up in the flap, and I put the other image. Oh, and yeah, the little door opens, and you see the little girl. And I wanted to put glassy accents on their eyes, or what is it called, stickles, but then I wouldn't be able to, play around with it. So I'll probably do that afterwards. And you can write at the bottom here the date and stuff like that. And I really like this portrait, and so I distressed a bit the walls and the behind. But I need to practice that a little bit more. I put some gauze here, and yeah. So as you can see, it's very wide. I can actually fit a lot more signatures, at least 2 more in here, one here and one in here that I could add. So I might want to fill it up a bit, so it's not so wobbly, but it's a flexible spine. So all right, so here we start. And I always put pockets, unless if I find a clear like maybe some acetate or something, or a printed acetate to put on here, because I don't want to cover the image. So I just left it. And here I did kind of a sort of a little collage here, and added some trim. And here the kind of the same thing with the pocket. And this is scrapbook paper that I used as one of the pieces. And this is one of the ephemera from the kit. And all the info is in the description box if I haven't mentioned it yet. And this is petals and parchment that this is her kit for the week. And so these are the postcards, and I added some ephemera pieces to it. And a little girl again. And here I just added some like super mini pockets. This was part of the free digital she gave for a mini journal. And so I just used the little pockets and the little cards that went in it, and just kind of decorate. And here are some more tags that go in the pockets. And here is another pocket. I did a double layer. That's one of the ephemera. So like the mini postcard. Here is, I didn't show how I assemble this because I forget who already showed it this week. The assembly of this, so the hidden journaling spot. Here we go. And I love these. These are my favorite, one of my favorite pieces to make. And I just paper clipped it in there. This is the second signature. And so it's kind of the side view. And we got another postcard. And that one I didn't back it with anything. And I added the Doberan in there on guard, hidden. And I just decorated the pockets a bit. And so you see that was my theme with the token, the spider. So there's a little spider web everywhere. But the spider is going to show up again in another video, because I am going to make a full, like a journal, an altered book journal for all 4 weeks for all 4 kits. And I'm wanting to do a video a week on that, but probably won't be, the first one won't be this week. Maybe next week. I'll be working on it a lot off camera. But I just want to let you know that, yeah, I'm going to be working on another little project for this month. And then we got another postcard. And that's the other image. And this is the envelope. Put another postcard, and that's where we have the glossy accents with the eyes. I find it glittery. It's fun. And you have the tasseling behind. And it says shrouded in fog. And that's a beautiful butterfly. Or moth. Maybe it's a moth. And this is the last signature. This one has a few pages in it to kind of journal in. And this is another journaling card that I made. I decided to make. So, yeah. Doing that. This one's double-sided. And so I just clip it in. And I added a page of coffee dyed paper, a little leftover that I had. I have to do some more. And then I printed some pages off. And this is the story of the Witchmore Manor, which I wanted to label. Actually, I wanted to label the Witchmore Manor, and I think I might be doing it down here. And I'm going to round the corners, I think. And then this is the freebie for this. It was today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. The story, and then like a dictionary page. So I just folded that up, and so it has a pocket here, and it has a little pocket here on top as well. You know, I want to add some little dangles. So there's so much you can still do here, and I put some of the ephemera labels, and there we go. And this is the end piece, and that's it. So there's still plenty of room to grow for it. I'm hoping that you enjoyed watching the process, even though it was quite the messy process. But sometimes it's like that. And I really just I never did it before, so you know, we learned together on it, learned some interesting things with it. And I'm quickly going to add this, because this is the final finishing touch that I want to put. I'm just going to rough it up a bit because it's a little too white. There we go. I love the stairs though. I didn't want to cover too much of the stairs. That's okay. Just do that. You can also put it up here. No, it's more appropriate on the actual castle. And there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and continue to watch, and comment and like all the videos. Don't forget the challenges that are going on, and don't forget to get all your tokens. Get all your tokens so you can put it on your game piece and figure out what the secret message is. Decode the message at the end. And there we go. Thank you for watching. And as usual, let the serendipity find you in your crafting. Bye.